Hello my creative peeps, and welcome back to my channel for another journal with me Q&A session. As you can see, I have all my crap out already. We are leaving off where we left last. This is part 2. If you missed part 1, I will leave it linked in a card. I also have the microphone in a different spot than usual, so if it sounds a little echoey, I apologize, but hopefully it's okay. So, let's start off with the question that I forgot last week, which was question number 9. What is your word for 2019 if you have one? I do have one, and I do want to do a little bit of a page centered around it today. So I'll talk more about that question, I think, when I start that page, but first I'm going to journal in my pen pal journal. So we will come back to that one. But now I have to figure out where we were. I thought I marked it. Okay, so question 18. What kind of job does your boyfriend have? My boyfriend actually just started a new job a couple months ago, and he is currently working as a tow truck driver, which is really cool. He enjoys it a lot, and he has like 4 days on, 4 days off, so kind of like the 4 days he's gone suck because he sleeps there overnight, but it also allows me to have 4 days of work to get done, which is good. And then I get to see him for 4 days, which is also really cool. So, because before he was working like all the time, and I was working all the time, and it didn't work out. So, there's that. Number 19, do you have friends local that you do things with? I would say not really. After the friends that I maintained friendships with, most of them don't live around here. They were in college and they moved all around. So I do have I have a handful of friends that I stay in touch with, and we text every now and then. But for the most part, hang out with my boyfriend and my aunt and my sister, and that's totally cool with me. I'm not a huge social person anymore. I was in college, and now I just like being by myself. So I'm okay with it. Anyone who journals with you in real time, face to face? No, not really. Sometimes if me and my aunt go away and we have some time just to ourselves, we'll bring our journals and we'll both journal in the same room, but that's maybe once or twice a year. So yeah, I don't really have anybody that in my life other than her who journals at all. So next question. Ever thought of teaching an in-person journal workshop? Not really. I feel like not quite there yet. I wouldn't just walk into my local library or anything and be like, hey, I want to teach a class on journaling. I think that would be super awkward. I don't even tell people what I do. Everybody thinks I just clean houses. And I'm okay with that. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm not saying I never would, but at this point, it's not on the agenda. Next question. Sorry for all the ums. What will your future online classes be on? So, my online class that I'm working on right now is on making a specific journal page, so using mixed media and watercolor and collage to document your memories. So kind of like mixed media meets scrapbooking. Basically, my general style. I want to expand that further and do classes on intuitive journaling and creative freedom and stuff like that, but I thought I would start with something small and easy for me to kind of get the hang of journaling with. Not journaling, to get the hang of teaching with. and creating structured classes, because my style is very much a wing it style, and you guys know that. So obviously when you're in class, I'm going to teach a class on how to wing it, but in other classes you can't just wing it. You have to have like a structure. So I'm working on that, but I'm hoping to have this class that I'm working on out in the next few weeks, like either by the end or just after the end of January. So there's that. I'm just going through some Happy Mail that Randy sent me back in June that I finally answered in December. I'm terrible, like horrendous. So Randy, if you didn't get your mail, please let me know. But I'm just going through her mail, and I'm going to use this envelope that she sent me to keep all of her like letter bits in. And then I'm going to decorate using some of the things she sent. Moving on. What do you love most about your move? Question number 23. What I love most about my move? Honestly, being alone. Like, I love being alone. I find it, like, alone time is my favorite time. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love hanging out with, like, my boyfriend, and I love visiting my family, but, like, my solid alone time, like, knowing I can stay home for an entire day, like, and just work on my, like, creative job uninterrupted, and, like, cook whatever I want, and, like, nobody's gonna make a mess that I have to clean up, and nobody's gonna ask me to do anything, and, yeah, that's, like, my favorite part. kind of dorky. And cooking. I love cooking, so I really like having, my own kitchen and, like, making my own meal plans again. That's fun. But the next question, 24, goes with that. And what will you miss most about living with your aunt/family? And it's kind of funny. On top of, even though I love being alone, I do miss, like, my aunt would pop in throughout the day to talk to me, and I do really miss that. If I, like, me and my aunt are more like best friends than anything, so I do miss that, and I really miss the little corgis that she has. I'm definitely a dog person, so that part sucks. But, you know, I mean, there's pros and cons to everything, so I do visit them, so it's not like I totally don't get to see them or anything. In fact, I hung out with my aunt today while I did my laundry. Classic, right? Classic kid who leaves home goes there to do her laundry. So, question 25. What will your aunt do with your old space? My aunt is currently working on setting up a little, like, workspace out there. She was like me, and she tried to have her office in her room because that was, like, where the space was. And before I moved into that room, like, way when I was little, that was her office. So she's kind of reclaiming it now, which is really cool, and I'm really happy for her. Question 26. Do you always have a weekend off? I never take weekends off. Weekends are actually my busiest time. I get the most work done Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday usually. Or at least I try to. Sometimes if those are my boyfriend's days off, things don't exactly happen that way. But in the off season, I don't clean on those days, so that's when I do the most crunch time work. If we're being real, I don't really take any days off because my days off from creating are the days that I have to work, like my cleaning jobs usually. Sometimes I can work after them, but usually it happens that I don't really get to. So the days I take off from cleaning are days that I work on stuff here, and then days that I work on stuff like for my creative business. I mean days, yeah, you get what I'm saying. So I don't have traditional weekends, nor do I really like take days off. If that makes sense. I know it's terrible. That's why you burnt out, Leanne, but that's the reality of it. What do you do if you don't make journals? I'm not quite sure how to answer that question. I don't know if you mean like in terms of income or like projects. I work on lots of things at one time, which I'm sure you guys all know. For talking about in terms of like trying to make money creatively, I do have other things that I sell in my shop. So that kind of helps keeping stock in here. Mainly my income right now comes from Patreon, and I'm so grateful for the people who support me over there. But yeah, that's kind of, if I'm not making journals, then I'm journaling and filming. I do lots of filming, mostly editing though. Like, I spend most of my time editing, I think. But yeah, I would love to just make journals all the time, but unfortunately, I don't always have the time. So, question number 28, how did you start making videos? What was your filming process? So, I started making videos right before I graduated with my degree 3 years ago. I had no idea what I was doing. I had a cell phone. I had just found out what a traveler's notebook was, and I really wanted to make videos, so I started making videos on my current planner of the time, which was the Passion Planner, and how I was using it. I also made like a financial planner video, and I was just like experimenting. So I just got started making videos on like things that I thought were interesting and just winging it, really. At first all I had was my cell phone, and I didn't even have a tripod. I propped it up on books, or like would pin it like over the edge of the table and film on the floor. So yeah, I started with what I had, and I just started sharing stuff, and I kind of figured it out as I went along. Let me flip the page. Next question number 29. Are you open to pen pals? Right now I'm not taking any new pen pals. I am terrible. I can barely keep up with the ones I have now. I wish I could be pen pals with everybody, but I can't be. I'm open to, if you'd like to send me something and do like a one-time exchange, those are totally cool. Just shoot me an email or send me a DM on Instagram, whichever you prefer, and I will give you my address, and we can talk about that one-time exchange thing. But as terms of like consistent pen pals, I cannot commit to any more right now. Question 30. How did you promote your junk journals to the point where you always sell out? I don't. I just make my junk journals and share them with you, and I guess you guys like them enough that they sell. But I think some people, in the beginning, they always sold out like within minutes or whatever, and sometimes they still do, but for the most part, there'll be like 1 to 2 that'll go, and then it takes a while, like a couple days or a couple weeks will go by before they all sell. And I think that's because people assume that they always sell out immediately, so they don't look. Because I've had people be like, oh, I didn't realize you had any in there, and I'll have like basically all of them except for one left. So definitely check back. But yeah, I don't really promote them. I just share what I do, and when I make something, I let you guys know, and yeah. But I think my journals they're unique because I use watercolor friendly paper in them usually, so that's kind of like I guess if I were to promote them, that would be the marketing point I would go with, I guess, is that they're junk journals that are watercolor friendly, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that helps, but there we go. Question number 31. 3 favorite Posca paint pen colors and nib size. That is a very difficult question. So, of course, I'm going to pick this color, which is aqua green. We all know that. I don't know. I like gray. This is just gray. That is just gray. There's also a slate gray. So I like the grays. I'm not just going to pick 3. You're going to have to deal with the fact that I'm not picking 3. I like the light blue. I really enjoy the yellow. Unfortunately, I don't think my yellow works anymore because I left an unsupervised 3-year-old in here and the cap got left off for a while. I tried to revive it, but we'll see. Oh, did I? Fuck it. I mean, sweet. So I really like yellow. I love the beige color and black and white, of course. I love the black and white. What's this? This is like a peachy flesh tone. That's not the one I thought it was. Where is the one I like? Is it this one? Coral? I don't have all the colors, so I can't really like... Yeah, I like these. The tropical palette, right? Aqua, yellow, light blue, coral, with the gray, the flesh tone, black, and white. Those are my babies. Like if I had to get rid of all of my pens and only keep a few, I think that's what I'd pick. Would be those colors. I like the off. I don't like primary colors. Like I never use things like green, like this dark green. I never use, and I don't even have any other ones that I wouldn't use. I didn't buy them. I didn't realize this green was this green. But anyway, that's just orange. I never really use orange. Oh, that's bright yellow. I bet they lied to me. That's why I had this one, because bright yellow and orange are 2 totally different things. Yeah, that's orange. Not cool, Posca, not cool. But yeah, so those are my favorite colors. I'll try to list them in the description box below for you. In terms of nib size, honestly, I like them all. It depends on what you want to do. So the 5M is this bullet tip. And I do like that for covering large areas. It's really good. I enjoy the, what is this? 3M. So it's kind of like a medium tip, I guess. I like that one. They also have the super fine tips. These are like mini sized, but it's like a super fine. See if I can show you one that's easier to see. There we go. So I like that one. That is the 1M. So 1mm, 3mm, 5mm. I recently tried the brush pen. So they only have them in like the basic colors. So I got black, white, and light blue. I wanted like these colors, you know what I mean? Like the coral and the turquoise, but they don't make them yet. But these are super expensive. It's like $10 for it because it's a brush. But I'm not totally sold on these yet for the price, but I do like the fact that it's a brush. That's super handy. I'd love to try the chisel tip. That would be awesome. So basically, moral of the story, I love them all. The end. Thanks for playing. Okay, I'm actually going to put my favorites now in this pen case. And now I won't be able to close it, but YOLO. Okay. Moving on. Question number 32. Has journaling felt more like a chore since you started your YouTube channel? And sometimes, but not really. The journaling part isn't the chore. I really like journaling. Sometimes I sometimes I have to journal when I don't feel like journaling, because I need to get a video out. Like tonight, I didn't really feel like it, but I have to because I need to do this video, although there hasn't been much journaling, now has there. So there's that. It's honestly just the editing. I just hate editing. The end. Like, that's just the reality of it. But I wouldn't change it for the world. I feel super privileged to be able to do this for a living. So, or partial living. Anyway, moving on. What are your favorite and most used supplies? That, my friends, will be a whole nother video. I will put that on the video request list because that is a serious question. 34, how do you promote things you sell to get more people? Kind of the same answer as before. I don't. I don't promote things I sell. I put myself and my creations out there, and then I find people like you. I find my creative peeps, and then because when you find people that are like you, you tend to like the same things. So my recommendation would be just to focus on finding your tribe. I can't talk. I have like something stuck in my throat. Focus on finding like your friends online. Build your creative peeps up, and then your stuff will just sell after if they like it. That's how I choose to buy things. I don't like search for something to buy. Somebody I like, who I follow, will post something and I'll be like, oh my god, I have to have that because I like what this person does to begin with, and this is really cool. So, there's that. And then I have 4 questions left, but I want to leave time for talking about my word of the year, and I want to leave room for any other questions that may have popped up. So, my word of the year, which I'm working on a page for right now, is focus. And the reason I chose the word focus to focus on this year, is because I really want to be intentional with what I'm focusing on, basically. I want to spend more time focusing on things that are going to, not only things that I enjoy doing, but things that are going to propel me forward in my career as a working artist. And sometimes I feel like I just get stuck in the rut of, oh my god, I have to make this video. I have to put journals out, and like that's kind of where it ends, and that's not a sustainable business practice because I essentially do these videos for free. If we're going to be real about this right now, you guys do watch the ads, which I do appreciate, and that gives me a small income, but honestly, the income that I get from that probably wouldn't even buy me like a couple pounds of coffee every month. So I basically just do them because I enjoy it, and I like giving you guys free content and sharing with you guys. So if I want to actually make money as an artist, I need to focus on creating other income streams, and doing things like classes, which is something I wanted to do anyway. Even if I didn't make money off it, I wanted to do classes. So focus means honing in on those things, you know, the things I want to do. I'm just making a collage in case you were wondering. I don't really know what I'm doing. It's just what's happening. I just know I want to put focus on this page. I don't know why this creepy house is going on there, but it is. So yeah, I just want to focus on that. I want to focus more on myself, and my health and taking care of myself and not burning myself out by working all the time. Leanne. So there's that. Yeah, just focusing on the things that matter and like giving myself permission to spend less time on the things that don't matter. Just being really intentional and focused on, you know, the stuff ahead. So that wraps it up for this Q&A. I'm about to cut my head off, I think, because I have something stuck in my throat. But I'm at least going to lay out focus before you go, if I can find all the letters. So, no words. It's like now that I'm done answering a question, all things just went out of my brain. So if you still have any questions that you would like answered that weren't answered so far, please leave them in the comments below. This will be the last call for questions I have for a while. So if you got a question and it wasn't answered, please put it below so that I can put it on the list. Unless it's one of the 4 ones that are left, and then of course it'll get answered anyway. But yeah, so there's that. Keep an eye out for exciting things coming, like the class and such. And I will thank you all so much for watching. A huge thank you to my patrons for supporting me over on Patreon and allowing me to spend time focusing on my creative passions. They allow me to pay my rent, or part of my rent, so thank you. Like, seriously, I can't thank you enough. And yeah, I shall catch you guys in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye.